Birthday time in your classroom is super fun for your students. They're like, yay! And when they walk in and announce, teacher, today's my birthday. If you're like me, I kind of start to do some swearing in my head, right? It's like, I have to teach kids to read today, and I have to make this kid's birthday special, which is fine, but it can be stressful. So today you are going to get 5 teacher hacks on how to make student birthdays stress-free for you, but super fun for them. They're cheap, they're stress-free, and if you stay to the end, I have a little bonus hack that has saved my bacon more than once. Are you ready? Let's get going. Happy birthday! Hi, my name is Angie, and I was in the classroom for 25 years, so I don't even want to know how many kid birthdays I have celebrated. Pretty soon they give you the cupcake and you're just like, no thanks. I've had thousands of birthday cupcakes. So you politely decline the cupcake, but it is really a nice thing for you as their wonderful teacher to make their birthday special. And I am going to give you 5 ways that I have used in my classroom to make their birthday special without breaking the bank for me and not a lot of prep and stress on my part. You have other things to do besides worry about your students' birthdays, all right? So let's get into the first hack. And I'm going to bring up a picture. Are you ready? Here we go. All right, so this is hack number 1, a birthday crown. Now, you could go ahead and buy a birthday crown from wherever and put their name on it or whatever, but that is expensive. Why not use the materials you have in your classroom, and why not make it like a writing activity for your class? And this is what you come up with. So this is my son when he was in kindergarten. His teacher was all about making kids' lives amazing, building relationships with them, and building a huge community in her classroom. She was amazing. So here's what she did. She just got some construction paper, made the crown, and then cut strips of like the bulletin board butcher paper for each student in the classroom. So sometime during the day, the kids would write a name or make a decoration or something like that, and then she would go ahead and staple those into the top of the crown, make a star with glitter with the kid's name on it, and the child had a birthday crown that they wore, usually like at the end of the day. If the kid brought some treats or something like that, if you are in a school that you're allowed to bring treats, then the kid could put on the birthday crown, pass out the treats, wear it during the little time for that. So that is a cheap, inexpensive way. And it takes the crown thing to a whole new level. You're using the school supplies, not your classroom budget or your own personal money. No, do this instead. And this you could prep beforehand. Have a bunch of strips ready. Put them in a container, like a sentence strip container. Put that in there. Cut out a whole bunch of stars beforehand. Even if you're so inclined, go ahead and make those stars ahead of time. Let them dry, put them in a folder, and have the crown ready to go. Easy and stress-free. So that's hack number 1, a crown, but beef it up a little bit. Make it a writing activity as well. So fun. And look at that smile. It's special. All right, crown, there you go. All right, the next hack that you can do is allow the child to have a special chair. What I did is I just wheeled my teacher chair over and they could sit in the chair. And what can make it even more fun is if you had some streamers or something like that that you could go ahead and wrap the chair in. And what I would do is I would always buy like streamers and then give two of the child's friends the streamers and say, here's the streamers, here's some tape, go for it. And they, are you kidding me? They loved it. They wanted to decorate the chair. They couldn't wait to decorate the chair for their friend. And sometimes their friend would join in on it too. So decorating that chair, making it a little bit of a special thing for that child, simple, cheap, done. Okay, so the next one is sometimes you feel like you have to give your students a gift for their birthday. And when I started teaching, what I would do is take all my book order points, my Scholastic book order points, and at the end of the year, buy a whole like set, 25 or whatever, picture books that had to do with birthdays. Back in the day, I did the Bernstein Bears Too Much Birthday or something. I can't remember. But I would just buy a ton of those. And then every year I would buy more to replenish the ones. And then I would open up the cover. I would write something nice inside the cover and then give it to my students. My students, my first few years of teaching, were lower income. They didn't have books in their homes. They loved having a book. But as I progressed through my years of teaching, I ended up in a school that was not low income. And the kids, I would give them the book and they would be like, thank you. And they would say to their friends, I already have this book at home. It's like, great. They had literature in their homes. So giving them a book was not really a big deal and it wasn't really useful for them. So instead, I tried to find things that maybe they didn't have or were consumable that if they had it, maybe they don't have it anymore. So I'm going to show you what I built for them before the school year even started. I would get these. I believe these were from Oriental Trading. So I would just buy a bazillion of those from Oriental Trading, clip a little tag on the top, put it in a fun little basket and put it way up high on a shelf so that it was kind of fun and festive, but I could easily grab that when it was a student's birthday and give it to them. And one year we did like straws that were glasses. So you put the the straw in a glass and then suck up into the glasses and it would kind of go around the kid and it was a hoot. So I would buy some like Capri Suns and the straws and the kid at their little end of the day party would do that and it was just a hoot and a half. So straws. Little silly straws. They're fun, they're festive, they don't take up much space, you can prep them beforehand. So they're a great student gift. All right, so that's your second hack. Prep a student gift beforehand. Okay, so now you have 3 hacks. You have the crown hack, you have the chair hack, and you have the small gift hack. The 4th hack is it's really the most simple of the hacks, but it's worth stating. Have the little birthday celebration at the end of the day. They're going to walk in and they're going to say, when can I pass out my treats? When are we going to celebrate my birthday? At the end of the day. Okay, because there can be drama, there can be all sorts of things. It's a very stressful, and you don't need stress throughout the day. Save it for the end of the day. Have the stress, send them away, right? So keep the party short, last 10 minutes, send them away. That's your 4th hack. Now your 5th hack has to do with that end of the day. What are you going to do with them, right? They want something to do, something birthday celebration, something to do with the birthday celebration. It's pretty simple. At the end of the day, what I always would do is allow the student to pick it, depending on if you were stressed or not, right? If you're super stressed, then you're going to want this first option. They get to pick a book for you to read. It's like, oh, it's your birthday, you get to pick the book that we read at the end of the day. Aren't you lucky? And that's going to calm them down. It's going to be great. Okay, they get to pick. Cheap, free. Okay, makes them feel special. But if you're adventuresome and you want the party to be a little bit more feeling like a party, what you can do is a freeze dance. And your student is going to have the option to either pick the song for the freeze dance, the little birthday person, or even better yet, they can have control over the on-off of the freeze dance. They think it's awesome. They get all crazy, and their friends are like, "What are you doing? I can't." It's fun, but you save it for the end of the day. Gets all wild, send them out the door. Okay? So reading a book or the freeze dance is a great free way to celebrate their birthday. Now, I promised you a bonus at the end, and this little hack really will save you from being surprised about the birthday in when the kid comes running through the door. It's my birthday! And it's either like, oh, or, oh yeah, I know, I'm ready. It can mean the difference. So let's go ahead and grab it. It's a teacher binder. Yes, it is a teacher binder, because in your teacher binder, if you have not gotten the video of the teacher binder and all the stuff that's in the teacher binder, it's a freebie. I'll put the video link up here. All right, you can go ahead and go there in just a second. But first, let me show you why this is going to help you. Inside, under the student tab, okay, student information, I always put a birthday chart. And this, I am going to put the link down below, is a free birthday chart that you can print off and put in your teacher binder. So at the beginning of the year, I would just go ahead and laminate this, trim it down a little bit, write on it, throw it into the page protector. Then each year you can just wipe it off and rewrite your new students, put it back in. So this you can use year after year after year. So how is this going to help you be a little bit more organized and stress-free? Well, when you are doing your lesson plans, and your lesson plan tab is in here too, right? When you're doing your lesson plans, there's the lesson plan tab, you are going to be able to remember when your students' birthdays are. A lot of times I always hand wrote my lesson plans. You can do whatever, but it seems like when I did that, I was at home or someplace other than in my classroom, and I had the birthday chart up in my classroom and everything, but it was always a time, I did my lesson plans, usually not at school, because that's just how I did it. So having that in there is just a nice reminder, okay? So that is free for you to go ahead and stick in your teacher binder, which is a lifesaver. So don't forget to check out that video now. Okay, so you got 5, bonus 1, hacks, tips, and tricks for your classroom to keep those birthday times stress-free for you, but super fun for them. And when they walk through the door, instead of having in your head, you're going to be like, yep, no problem. Bring it. Come on. If this is the hardest thing I have to do today, whoop, whoop. Okay. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please subscribe and like. It helps to get my video in front of other teachers just like you. And teachers, We need teachers. Again, my name's Angie, and remember, the creator of the universe loves you, and I think you're pretty amazing too. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.